Well, we at Team Misty have some pretty exciting news. As you know, we've been working on Misty Studio for the last several months as a web application. But guess what? What you're looking at right now is a desktop application. So let's just dive right in and announce Misty Studio Desktop. And what can you expect on Misty Studio Desktop? Well, the good news is all those cool things that we've been doing for Misty Studio Web, it's going to make its way down to the desktop. And of course, that includes Toolbox with MCP support, as well as live context. It's going to include personas and the autoresponder, and also turnstiles and forge mode and more. And why don't we check out some of these features and give a little bit of a demo? So again, this is the desktop version. If you've played around with the web version, it looks pretty much exactly the same. It has the same interface. It has basically all the same features. Probably 99% of the features that are on web are also on desktop. In terms of what devices are supported, all the same operating systems that are supported with the current application, the current desktop version, will also be supported with Misty Studio Desktop. And of course, that includes Windows, Mac, and Linux. And of course, all the features that you expect with a Misty application are here. In terms of workspaces, you could add a new workspace. You could add new environments. Again, this is a web feature that's making its way down to desktop. You could create new projects, add conversations to those projects. You can chat with a model, of course, and do split chat, add multiple split chats, talk to multiple models. You can manage models with the model hub. Click on that. And then a lot of the same stuff here. You could add online providers. You can add local providers. There is also the model squad and model matchmaker. Model matchmaker is awesome if you don't know which model that you want to use. Just fill out the criteria here, and it'll tell you which models work best according to the criteria that you selected. Another big area is the toolbox. With this being a desktop application, you don't need to use Misty Sidecar in order to access the local models as well as local tools, dependencies on your device. So that makes leveraging MCP and tools just a little bit easier, but Sidecar is still going to live on for those that want a more lightweight application for the web version to connect to. So you could go in here and add new tools and then add those tools to a tool set. And live context is also available too, so you can connect to an API and pull information and provide that context to a model when you're chatting with it. Of course, we have the prompts library, just like you do in the existing desktop application. Personas is another new feature, and here you could add different persona types, so you could give your models a persona to reflect. And with those personas, add add-ons too, like access to RTD and tools, as well as select a particular model to use for that persona. Turnstiles. With turnstiles, you could basically create a workflow of events. So if you want to automate some workflows, turnstiles is a great way to accomplish that. Next, we have insights. Insights is a great way to visualize certain things such as token usage, projected cost, model usage for different providers, and different breakdowns from there. All these great features are coming down to the desktop. One other cool thing I want to showcase too is the ability to connect web to your desktop to access local models. With the way that Misty Studio Web works is that since it's a web app, it cannot directly access certain things on your device. So it uses Sidecar as a proxy in order to do that. And since we have the desktop version now, hey, why not let the web be able to pull from the desktop? So if you go to settings and then click on remote tools connector, and with the remote tools connector, I can allow Misty Studio to connect to this app and put in a token of my choosing. I'm gonna make mine nice and weak. And then from here, I can enable it and then basically pull up my Misty Studio web and connect to it locally. Or I can make this open externally by enable tunneling. This way, if I want to connect to local models or tools that are running on this device from another device, such as my mobile phone, I could do that through tunneling. I could also remember this token, and let's do that and click on enable. And then we'll have a couple options that show up. One is a link to the local URL, which I could add to my Misty Studio web on my same device. Or if I did want to add a remote device, I can copy the tunnel URL. And I want to reiterate that Sidecar isn't going anywhere. So if you don't want to install desktop whatsoever, but you still want to access local models and RTD and those more advanced features on Studio Web, you can still use Sidecar to accomplish that. And we have a lot of big plans for Sidecar, so it's definitely not going anywhere, and it's going to be pretty pivotal, especially in the enterprise tier that we're working on. Well, as I was giving the tour of Misty Studio Desktop, you may have noticed that some things that are currently in the Misty Studio application that you know of today aren't included right now in Misty Studio Desktop. The big one is knowledge stacks. We are currently working on knowledge stacks, and I got to tell you, it is going to be way better than the implementation that we have right now, which is already an amazing implementation. We hear all the time from customers how much they love knowledge stacks and how much better knowledge stacks with Misty is compared to pretty much every other application out there. Other things that haven't made it over quite yet, but is on our roadmap, are things such as delve mode and voice, to name a few. And the next thing you might be wondering, well, this is great and all, but how can I access it? Well, you can access it today if you're an Orem subscriber. So we have the alpha release available now. To give you kind of an idea of the timeline that we're looking at, we're going to have this available right now for Orem subscribers as an alpha release. And then in a few weeks, once we get some good feedback from our Orem subscribers and fix any critical issues, then we're going to release this to the broader audience. And really what that means is we'll have a free version of Misty Studio Desktop that's just available to the masses. Of course, it's not going to have all the features of a paid subscription, but at minimum, it's going to have the same features available for free that are on the Misty Desktop version today. I'll have a link posted in the description of where you could go to download the alpha version for Orem subscribers. And all of us at Team Misty, we're super excited to hear your impressions of Misty Studio Desktop. If you haven't already, please join our Discord group. This is where you could go and share your thoughts and let us know of any issues or just, how you're liking Misty Studio Desktop. So I'll include a link to the Discord group as well. And thank you so much to all the Orem subscribers out there. We at Team Misty appreciate everything that you've done for us and just really joining us along with this journey. So thank you.